Hey, it's your girl Rachel from Great Housekeeping Tips, and in this week's episode, we are going to tackle one of the most infuriating household pests that we all get every summer and fall, the fruit fly. If you're like me, you've tried everything and nothing seems to fully work. There are literally hundreds of products on Amazon that claim to work, and there are also dozens of DIY remedies that make the same claims. In this episode, we're going to take the #1 DIY solution along with the top 3 selling products from Amazon and put them to the test. First, we have the age-old do-it-yourself strategy using apple cider vinegar and dish soap. Next, we have the all-new Zevo plug-in fly trap. We also have Fruit Fly Bar Pro fly strips, claiming to be the #1 fruit fly killer in America. And finally, we have the little apple-looking liquid-based fruit fly trap from Tero. My husband is a chemistry teacher, and he was able to bring home some of these glove box thingies for my project, so we can isolate each fruit fly remedy and get results based on 72 hours of application. I researched how to grow fruit flies, and it turned out to be pretty simple. Each one of these cups is called a culture. Each culture contains a few hundred fruit flies and a mashed potato concoction that serves as their food. I had my hubby do all the hard work as I worked those camera angles and directed him. He's so sweet. We released the flies into each box, and oof, I would not want to be inside one of those containers with all those bugs. Luckily, none of the boxes leaked any flies into my basement, which probably would have made all those spiders living down there very, very happy. But anyways, we successfully started our test. We checked on them pretty regularly, but here we are 24 hours in, and the Fruit Fly Bar Pro product was off to a really good start. There were a lot of dead flies already, and you can see a bunch kind of twitching around on the floor, I guess getting ready to die. There was still a few dozen flying around though. The little Tero apple trap was drawing a ton of attention, but most of the flies seemed to just be hanging out on the outside of the apple as well as still hanging around the culture cup. I did see a few flies caught through the little apple window though. The Zevo fly light trap didn't seem to be attracting many flies, but there were a few caught on the glue board. But most of the flies still seemed very attracted to the food inside the culture cup. I did see one little fruit fly that was debating heading into the light. And the apple cider vinegar trap seemed to have caught a few flies, but again, most of them still very interested in the mashed potato and yeast mixture in the culture cup. I've tried this method several times before with the same results. Here we are on day 2, and I gave each of the boxes a few taps just to wake everybody up for the camera. The apple cider trap had more flies in it than yesterday, but still plenty of flies still buzzing around, and it looks like my old rubber band finally broke. The Zevo fly box had a lot of flies still alive and kicking, and it almost looked like there were more than yesterday. The Tero apple trap again had a lot of flies still sitting on the apple, but definitely had more caught inside the apple than yesterday. And the Fruit Fly Bar Pro box only had a few flies left flying around, and most were already dead. This is 48 hours into our competition. Day 3 and the final day of filming. This has been a really fun experiment, and I'm excited to share these results with all of you. The apple cider vinegar DIY trap, which consists of apple cider vinegar, a few drops of dish soap, and a saran wrap lid with punctured holes, caught a bunch of flies in the last 24 hours, but still, there are plenty of flies left to cannonball into my wine glass. The Zevo plug-in fly light trap also struggled with completely eliminating the flies in the box. It did catch about 100 flies on the glue board located by the pretty purple light, but there were still at least 100 or 200 flies still swarming around the food. The Tero fruit fly trap did a pretty good job catching flies, as you can see through the little window provided in the apple, but you could still see about 100 or so flies scattered throughout the box, kind of just buzzing around the apple and the culture cup. The Fruit Fly Bar Pro fly strip did exactly what it claimed and killed every fly in the box. There was not one fly left after 72 hours. Nothing in the culture cup and nothing flying around. Fruit flies have the most studied reproductive system on the planet. They regularly invade restaurants and homes from spring throughout fall, and they are next to impossible to control. Based on our results, the only remedy that proved to be 100% effective in elimination is Fruit Fly Bar Pro fly strips. This product is available on Amazon and currently being used in our home. The link is in the description. Now, it's time for some wine.